Good morning. Today is Thursday, March 16th. The year is 2023. And I got bad doggies here as usual. Getting my damn nerves early this morning. We got bad doggies fighting over doggy bones. So they over there eating their breakfast. I made sure to put their breakfast down. It's a cold morning outside. It's freezing cold out there again. And hopefully we're going to warm up over the next few days. It's like we had these beautiful warm days, and all of a sudden, pow, it got cold. Not sure why it got so cold. Ginger, why did it get cold outside? Ginger, you down there growling at Grayson. Why? Because it got cold outside. That's why you get cold. Why did you? Why? And I'm trying to bite me? Why? Why are you trying to bite me? Because you're going to get down there and get to him. Anyway. So they arrested, a few weeks ago, there was a party where over 100 people were at a sweet, 100 teenagers, I might add, were at a Sweet 16 party. And around midnight, the party was canceled by the parents who were having the Sweet 16 party decided that they had caught some teenagers smoking weed, and they decided that at 12 midnight that the party was over, time for y'all to go, which should have been in hours ago. The party should have ended hours earlier, but at 12 midnight, a Sweet 16 party, teenagers 14, 15 years of age, two were killed, a young lady and a young girl, a young girl and a young boy, one 14, one 15. So they've made arrests in this heinous crime. 4 teenagers have been arrested. Kingston Cottman, 17, Timothy Coleman, 18, and 17-year-old twin brothers, Chance McDowell and Chase McDowell. Chance and Chase. Can't remember them fucking names. So all 4 of these young teenagers now in jail charged with murder. They said this was gang related. So you have to wonder, well, what was the point of pulling up to this party, pulling out this gun, and shooting aimlessly at these innocent kids who shouldn't have been there any damn way because it was way past their bedtime. You know, I've been thinking about having a 53rd birthday party since I didn't have a 50th birthday party because of the pandemic. I've already made up my mind the party would start around noon. You heard me, because I know y'all need niggas be in bed. See, we just getting up at 12 noon, man. You come to my birthday party, you might get up a little bit early, get showered and dressed, because at 12 noon, that's when the food will be start being served. Yeah, that's right, 12 noon. I'm not going to be over here no midnight dealing with you niggas. 12 noon, and it will probably be over by 7 or 8. Yeah, it's going to be a cookout during the daytime. I'm not doing no late night shenanigans with niggas there and DJ. And I'm thinking about having a little band over here. You know, but I'm not, it's all just in discussions right now, but I heard me think about it. I got old. Today's March 16th. I spoke to a friend of mine who's a caterer last night. I was talking about his ass. You know, food's so expensive now. I said, I know food is expensive. Just tell me what it's going to cost, nigga. You don't have to do. I'm very aware what this shit costs. We only having peanut butter and hot dogs. So how much it's gonna cost? I saw a big old family pack of hot dogs up there for $3 a day. Where you getting your hot dogs from? Kroger got them for sale for cheap. How much is big old jar of peanut butter? I saw something for $10 at the high end. Loaf of bread, peanut butter. What y'all thought we was having over here? Steaks? No. I gave up on feeding the homeless a long time ago. When you come to a party over here, finger food. Oh, shit, they took the peanut butter sandwiches and cut them in quarters. Yeah, that's right. Get your little toothpick and eat one of them. Y'all know how I feel about liquor in my house with you heathens. Oh, half a bottle of vodka. When it's gone, it's gone. Oh, the liquor gone. Y'all should have got here earlier. That man, they drank up all the liquor. Why did you have half a bottle of vodka? Were you quiet, Grayson? Tell me, Grayson. You down there barking for no reason. She got the bone now. Ginger has the bone. She's chewing on it. It ain't even has about half a bone. She got the bone. She chewing on it. And where's your bone? I just gave you a big old bone over there. It is way over there. Why do you want what she chewing on? Why can't you go get the other one? Here, matter of fact, take this. Go get that. Anyway, they arrested these kids. They arrested these children. They made a major arrest. 4 teenagers. One of them's a football player. It's like these kids just throwing their lives away. I mean, seriously. It's like, and this has been going on for years, y'all. This is not new. Remember I told y'all about monsters raising monsters? This is what is happening here. These kids' parents are monsters. You live in a community of monsters. They are monsters raising monsters. That's what's happening here. And as long as we acknowledge and realize that when you live in these communities with these monsters, this is what you get back. See, I don't live in a community with the monsters. I've learned my lesson about these monsters. I don't want to live nowhere near them. Shh, quiet. Did you see me making this video? Grayson. Quiet. I mean, it'd be so quiet around here until I crank up this thing on video thing. I guess I'm going to put them back outside this morning. You going outside in a minute. In fact, come on. I'm tired of y'all. Let's go out for a minute. Come on, y'all like to run around outside? Go outside. Come on. Let them go outside in the driveway. That's all I can do. Have some peace and quiet around here outside now. It was chilly out there too. They'll be all right. I'm looking right at them. I swear, the prison system must really be very enticing to these young men who have so much of their lives ahead of them. You didn't kill somebody. And y'all, I'm beginning to think that these kids, these teenagers, when they commit these types of crimes, they don't need to get out of prison ever again. They just need to stay there for the rest of their lives. Because once they get out, they just go back to the same havoc and mischievous and community harming and murdering ways. Let them sit there. I mean, what it could have caused these ignorant young men to get up and do that? What was they say it's gang related, so I don't know. I've been trying to figure out what is the gang part of this. You know, what role did them being in a gang with the other gang members at the party they were trying to get? I still haven't understood that part. They haven't really said. The funny part is they got all 4 of them and the murder weapon. The niggas didn't even get rid of that. They got all 4 of them and the murder weapon. So, and I'm sure they singing on each other. But it's these guys, these young boys who commit these types of crimes. They must want to spend the rest of their life in prison, so let them. Y'all need to stop fighting for these guys who are doing this type of crazy shit. Let them sit their asses behind bars and keep the community needs to be safer for us. Those of us who have sense enough not to grab a gun and shoot nobody over nothing at a damn stupid birthday party. Now, as I was saying about this birthday party being late at night, I think the parents, these ignorant ass monsters who having these children, common sense sort of kick in and say no party for teenagers should be going on that line late at night. I'm 53 years of age and y'all heard exactly what I said. 12 o'clock that party was starting. I was like, that means some of y'all gonna be laying in about 1 or 2. That's good because it don't matter. Come 7, 8, it's over. You may leave. That's more than enough time to come over and get you a slice of cake and a hot dog and get the hell on. You know niggas don't bring birthday gifts. It's not okay. And all of this is just in the preliminary planning stages. It might not shit happen over here. Bother with these ignorant ass niggas, y'all. Y'all just don't know how you get to a point in life where you just want to enjoy. I might be better off just taking my money instead of going out and buying peanut butter and jelly and hot dogs and take my ass on a cruise. I saw a beautiful cruise ship. I saw a beautiful, beautiful cruise ship. Yep, I saw a beautiful cruise ship. But it is heartbreaking to see these young kids getting shot and killed. And this has happened so often. If I had any children, they wouldn't dare be hanging around these ignorant ass niggas. They're going to go to a party. I say go to a party. You can go to a party in your room. We're not going around these heathens. I can't even imagine. And y'all, let's just keep it real. When I was going back, let me think hard on this one. I can't even remember how many parties I went to as a child at 14 or 15 years of age that I would have been out until that late. It just doesn't. These parents, they're just monsters, y'all. Monsters raising monsters. Many of these parents should not have ever have had children because they do not know how to be responsible with these children they brought into this world. And they just throw them out there, disposable ass kids, to just be tossed to the wind. And, in the black community, this is bad. It is horrible. When you drive through the streets of Atlanta, you see all these young boys out here, these water boys, they call them, everywhere. And the first thing that always comes to my mind is, what are y'all doing out here? Where do you live at? And where are your parents? It's been going on for years. And years, this is not new. This is not something that just started. This is something that's very new. Been going on for years. Years. These parents have these kids. They don't want to be involved. You couldn't pay me money to live in certain communities around these heathens. You just couldn't. I wouldn't want to live around them. The schools are horrible. The neighborhoods are terrible. If you go, I always say, like I've said 1,000 times, if you want to live in a black community, make sure it's an upscale community where people take care of their homes and have pride in their lifestyles, and more importantly, are there providing care and discipline for their children. You do not want to live in a community where these teenagers are running wild. You don't want to be over here in some of these places or parts of Decatur, Campbellton Road. This is Atlanta. There are a lot of bad places in Atlanta where you got a bunch of teenagers running all over the damn place. Down in West Virginia and all that shit with all these housing projects. Excuse me. You just have to sit back and wonder. These parents just don't give a fuck. They don't care. I mean, common sense should have said, okay, I can't even imagine 100 people in this big ass house. Where they gonna sit? What are you doing? Just running around? Well, I mean, what is going on here? Was it an outdoor party? I just don't understand. Hey, but I've learned something now. Side note, when I first got to Atlanta, I bought my first house in 1993 in a subdivision called Main Street. I paid about $75,000 for this house. When I moved in there, $80,000, I was a fairly up middle class white neighborhood. The street was beautiful. I remember seeing how beautiful it was, and I was like, oh my gosh, and I was over there cutting my grass and maintaining the yard. Had a pool in the backyard. But the neighborhood later crashed and went through hell. You could have picked up houses over there for $20,000 or $30,000, literally nothing. Some of those houses had vacant for years. Well, a few days ago, I was online looking, and something popped up in Main Street for $500,000. I said, whoa. Main Street subdivision on South Harrison Road. South Harrison redamaged to me is now kind of a dangerous spot because they've had a lot of murders over there. They have houses in that Main Street subdivision for $500,000. Beautiful renovated house. I was like, wow. So when I looked, I saw there were other renovated houses that had been sold. I'm like, people are buying these houses, and guess who's buying them? White folks. So, hey, they coming back around. It just makes you wonder. It was beautiful when I bought the house in 1993. It been through hell, but it seems to be having a resurgence. I don't know how long that's going to last with these housing prices up through the roof. I mean, that's a lot of money for their big houses too. Built in the 70s. That renovation was beautiful. I was like, wow, this is nice. And it was on the same street that I lived on. So I would have never thought them houses would be worth that type of money, ever. Never, ever. So they're sweeping back in there. I had heard that that area was going through gentrification all up and down Redan Road. So I started at 285. Those who know that area, Redan Road runs to 285 into Decatur, and it comes up to South Harrison and up into Stone Mountain, and then Lithonia. So you have Hidden Hills and Main Street subdivision. Those areas were rough at one point. All them heathens running up and down them streets over there. I couldn't wait to get the hell out of there. And then I moved out to Lithonia a little bit deeper. I think it was even worse. I said, okay, I can't be around these heathens. I love my black folks, y'all. I don't want to live next door to y'all heathens. Upscale communities where children are being disciplined, but they ain't having no party at 12 midnight. In Douglas County, rough out there. You couldn't pay me to go out to Douglas County. But some of y'all want to go out there, I wouldn't be out there. I wouldn't be out there. I would not be out there. But I think it's awful that young man, those young boys went over there and killed those 2 kids. And now they're gonna spend the rest of their lives behind bars over nothing. That's the killer part. They really, what they say is gang related, but I'm still trying to figure out what was the gang activity. Were the parents gang members or something? Was the 16-year-old girl some war gam? Was she a gang member also? I'm a little confused by all this. But then I'm not confused because it's involving crazy-ass black teenagers and niggas and guns and foolishness and ignorant parents, monsters raising monsters. So no. They just wanted to do a video. They caught those 4 boys, all teenagers, and they on their way to prison. They need to stay there for the rest of their lives. This is my thoughts and my thoughts and opinions. Today is Thursday, it's March 16th, the year is 2023. I'm gonna sit here and drink me some more of this coffee, and I'm gonna download this report where they arrested those dumbasses, idiots. Just monsters raising monsters. I better be very careful of the communities where you're raising your children at. If you want your children to live and have a normal life, you might want to get them out certain communities. Just keep it real. Because it ain't getting no better, it's getting worse. But I'm out of here. Today is Thursday, March 16th, the year is 2023. I'm out. You all enjoy the rest of this beautiful, cold morning. It's about 9 o'clock in the morning over here. Let me go see what these dogs did and vanished off this driveway. Whatever, they went around this house somewhere. Anyway, I'm out, and I'll speak to you all later.